We like to think that we are logical with money. I do too. But the fact is that most of the time we are just not. We are emotional. We are human. The way we handle money has less to do with mathematics and more to do with psychology. And the psychology of money breaks this down better than anything I have ever read. Now, let me walk you through 17 lessons that completely changed how I think about money. We like to think that we are rational with money, but what seems smart for us might seem completely wrong to someone else. That's because our views on money are based on experiences, like where we grew up, how our parents handled money, or whether you lived through a recession or not. All of those things shape how you think and view money. Your personal experience is just a tiny fraction of what's happened in the world, but it influences most of how you see it. That's why people make money decisions that don't always make sense to us. They are just acting based on their experiences. Realizing that helps you better understand others and yourself. Outcomes don't always reflect the quality of decisions. Sometimes you're just lucky, and sometimes not. Maybe you have worked so hard for something, but you still didn't succeed. Maybe it wasn't because you didn't try hard enough, but maybe luck just wasn't on your side that time. So don't be too hard on yourself, and don't over glorify others either. Not all success is due to hard work, and not all poverty is due to laziness. Remember that when judging others, and especially when judging yourself. One of the hardest skills financially, and honestly one of the hardest skills in life, is getting the goalpost to stop moving. Because there's always someone that's doing better than you. Social media makes this even worse. You're constantly exposed to people's highlights, luxury, success, and lifestyles that seem just out of reach. So what happens? You reach a goal that you once dreamed of, but now it doesn't feel like it's enough. You have moved the goalpost again. It's a never-ending game, and if you're not careful, you will spend your whole life chasing more without ever feeling like you have enough. Now, I'm not saying you should stop chasing your dreams. Absolutely not. Building a career, pursuing financial freedom, or doing something meaningful all matter, but do them without losing sight of what truly matters. Don't risk something you have and need for something that you don't have and might not even need. The trade is almost never worth it. Compound interest, the world's eighth wonder. The magic is not in earning crazy high returns, but it's in earning decent returns consistently and letting time do the heavy lifting. Everyone wants results now, but compounding does not reward impatience. It rewards people who are willing to wait and keep showing up. Even small contributions done over a long period of time can turn into something big. The hardest part is staying consistent while nothing seems to be happening. But trust the process and keep showing up. The results will come. Trust me, they will. That is the power of time and consistency. Getting wealthy and staying wealthy are two very different skills. Getting wealthy requires boldness, risk-taking, betting on yourself, and seizing those precious opportunities. On the other hand, staying wealthy requires patience, discipline, and even a little bit of paranoia. That mindset helps you avoid ruin, the kind of financial mistake that can set you back years and make you miss out on the opportunities of your lifetime. So play the long game, and most importantly, stay in the game. You can be wrong half of the time and still build real wealth. It is not about how often you are right. Instead, it is about the size of your wins versus the size of your losses. Great investors know that mistakes will happen. They just make sure when they are wrong, the damage is limited, and when they are right, the upside is meaningful. But here's the real test. Your success as an investor will often be decided in a handful of moments, not during the calm times, but during chaos. When markets crash, fear spreads, and people around you are going crazy, how do you respond? The person who can keep calm and do the average during these times will win in the long run. Controlling your time is the highest dividend money pays. True wealth is not about flashy cars, big houses, or designer clothes. It's about having control over your time. Imagine waking up tomorrow and being able to say, I can do whatever I want today. It might be spending time with your family, taking a walk in the nature, or building something that you're passionate about. That freedom, the ability to choose how you spend your day, is what money is really for. It's not about impressing others. It's about reclaiming your time so you can focus on what truly matters to you. Have you ever seen someone driving an expensive car and thought to yourself, wow, that person must be so successful? At least I have. Well, let me tell you something. You're not really impressed with that person. You're just imagining yourself in that car, how you would feel, and how others might look at you. And that's the paradox. No one is as impressed with your possessions as you are. People don't remember the watch you wore, the car you drove, or the shoes you had. They remember how you made them feel. Respect cannot be bought with stuff. Humility and kindness. Those are the things that earn you genuine respect. Not designer brands, nor horsepower. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to end up with less of it. Buying expensive things makes you feel rich, but true wealth is the money you choose not to spend. As investor Bill Mann once said, the fastest way to feel rich is to spend lots of money on really nice things. But the way to be rich is to spend the money you have, not the money you don't have. That means avoiding debt for lifestyle upgrades. That means choosing financial independence over the appearance of success. You don't need a specific reason to save. Just save for the unexpected. You might lose your job tomorrow or get hit with an unexpected hospital bill. It happens. Start with an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of living expenses should do just fine. It gives you a peace of mind and helps you when something goes wrong. Building wealth is not so much about what you earn. It is more about what you keep. Your savings rate is one of the few things you can control. I know you can't cut your expenses forever, but you can always try to increase your income and save the difference. Because if you spend everything you earn, you are not building anything. Be reasonable. When it comes to money, we are driven by our fears, emotions, and habits, not the perfect logic, and that's okay. You don't have to be perfectly rational, just mostly reasonable. Because being reasonable helps you stay consistent. And consistency is what lets compounding do its work. So, do what works for you and what helps you sleep at night. If index funds are your cup of tea, then invest in them. If bonds give you a peace of mind, then go for it. If day trading keeps you engaged and disciplined, then that's your path. The key here is not being perfect. It is staying consistent long enough to let the time work in your favor. History is important, but it is not a blueprint for future. It is a study of change, and change by definition means that things won't stay the same. As Stanford professor Scott Sagan once said, things that have never happened happen all the time. That is why using past to predict future can be dangerous. Technology advances, world evolves, and economies shift. The market today does not behave like it used to 40 years ago. So be careful with historical comparisons. The further back you look, the more general your takeaway should be. The most important part of any plan is planning it for not to go according to plan. Because life throws curveballs at you. You might lose your job, face an unexpected expense, or see your big idea fall flat. And the worst hits often are the ones you never saw coming. That is why you need room for error, a buffer between you and disaster. It could be an emergency fund, a backup job, or just people you can lean into. Whatever it is, it gives you the freedom to take smart risks without the fear of losing everything. Maybe you want to start your own business, but you're scared it might fail. With the safety net that fear does not control you, you have got backup. You are covered. Because it is not about avoiding failure. It is about being ready for it and knowing it won't break you. If you don't know what you want to do with your life, don't worry. That's completely normal. As you grow, your interests, ambitions, and goals will shift. The person who you are today won't be the same person you are going to be 5 years from now. People change their careers in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s. So if you find yourself in the wrong path, don't see it as failure. See it as a chance to realign. Because the sooner you make the change, the sooner you will start working towards something that actually fits you. That's why planning too far ahead does not work. Life is not a straight line. Instead of trying to map out your next decade, just focus on the next year. Make the best decisions you can with who you are today. And be willing to adapt as you grow. You don't need to have it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out. You just need to be willing to adapt as you go. Everything in life costs something, even when it doesn't seem like it. It could be your time, your energy, or uncertainty. And the tough part is, often you don't realize what this hidden price is until you have already committed and the bill is due. So the key to making good decisions in life is identifying this hidden cost and deciding whether or not it is worth to pay. Like these YouTube videos I am now making. I don't know if they ever get views or if I even enjoy making them in the long run, but I'm willing to pay the price and find out. Because once you realize that nothing in life comes for free, you can stop looking for shortcuts and start asking yourself, is this something I am really willing to work for? When it comes to money, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is following people who are playing a completely different game than you are. Others invest for quick flips and fast profits. Others think more long term and build wealth over a decade. But when you don't realize that you are playing a completely different game, you may copy moves that make no sense in your situation. It's like watching a sprinter and thinking that you need to run faster, when in reality you are running a marathon. Their pace does not apply to you. So remember, when taking advice from someone, ask yourself, what game are they playing? And more importantly, what game am I playing? Pessimism sounds smart, cautious, and even wise. And on the other hand, optimism can sound naive or even unrealistic. But here's the truth. Optimism is often the better bet. Because world tends to improve, slowly but surely, for most people, most of the time. We can still fall into the trap of pessimism and tell ourselves things like, if I don't expect anything, I won't be disappointed. But here's the flip side. How are you ever going to succeed if you never try anything new? If every goal feels too far-fetched and every idea too risky, you will stay in the exact same place you are right now. Trying something new might mean you fail, but that's also how you grow. You learn, you adapt, and get better through the process. Pessimism might feel like the safe bet, but it really just keeps you stuck. Optimism is what moves you forward. The more you want something to be true, the easier it is to convince yourself it actually is. We all do it, and once you believe something, you're kind of stuck to it. You search proof that you are right and quietly ignore everything else that says otherwise. This can be especially dangerous when it comes to money. And for example, in investing, objectivity is everything. And when you get emotionally attached to an outcome, like a stock going up, you only start seeing signs that support your beliefs. That's why self-awareness is one of the most crucial skills in personal finance. When you can take a step back, challenge your own beliefs, and see things for what they truly are, not just what you wish they were. Make decisions based on reality, not emotion. And that is how you protect yourself from costly mistakes. If this video helped you out, let me know down in the comments. And if you want to see more stuff like this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.